Here. That's what StreamYard showed her, an outage map. All that should be white and it's not. So it's like,
Yeah, I'm live right now. You were on my channel, right?
No.
Because there was nothing on your
I
channel,
was on, no, yeah, I was on yours.
right?
Is
Well,
that
here
the
it
other
is.
one?
This is it.
Yeah, that's the same one.
This is it. I got it live right here, right now.
Yeah, but do you have sound?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Can she hear me?
There was no sound. We had video, but no audio.
Oh, I
Nobody
see.
could hear us.
Let's see.
That's why we were just gonna, we told them that if they get it fixed,
Mike.
it's not our equipment.
Okay. It says test. There's a speaker. Speaker's working.
It's
Wanna get
not our equipment. It's not our Wi-Fi. It's StreamYard. Oh, wait a minute. Christian said he could see and hear.
Is he hearing? Is he seeing me?
I don't know. He
Okay.
said, I see and hear y'all. And Jennifer
time
said
is that?
she can hear.
At 6:30. What time is it? That's current.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's like
so
right
that's-
now.
It's right now. Yeah.
Right now, they can.
Okay. If you can get back on. Hi, guys. Well, the girls have been tangled up with StreamYard somehow, convinced that the rest of the world is the problem. So they're coming to grips with that right now. I was trying to find them and realized they had set up the StreamYard on my account. So I went into it and found I could get it and get up. So we'll see if they show up. See if they show up. If they show up, I'll bring them up. Let them talk for a minute or two. Jennifer, hi there. Let's see, Megan.
Can't hear. I can't hear.
Hey,
I hear you.
it's working.
Let's see if Brenda can come up. You are very pale. You got a lot of backlight.
I
The
know.
backlight
I know.
washing you out.
I know. Well,
What
I'm a
is
very pale person.
It's coming
Leave me
through a
alone.
window, is it?
It is. And that's actually closed. Isn't that terrible?
Are there curtains on it?
No, since we're moving.
Well, that's better.
Yeah, I just needed to turn the light on.
That's better. That gets some light on your face. So what's
I haven't been
how's
sleeping
it-
very well, so
Really?
that's
Yeah, me
also
too.
probably another one.
Me too.
Let's see if Brenda's able to come up. I can't hear you.
Yeah. Is
There
that
we
better?
go. Yep.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, audio keeps going in and out for some reason.
Well, now. Well, I went up to Bucks County to the Bucks County Club. They had their annual auction. There must have been 1,500 items in the auction. It was massive. They started at 10 o'clock, and at 5 o'clock, they still had a couple of hundred pieces. And at that point, I quit. I was just done. So I packed up and left. I bought over 50 items, but there were so many people there and so many new people that it kept the prices up. So the club made a lot of money, and the people bringing stuff did real well. I did get one prize right at the very end. 4 of the new orange Pleca orange Corys. The half orange Corys came up. Now
Oh,
they're not showing any orange, but I bought them. And we'll see how they turn out. I want to do a picture of them and keep an eye on them and see if they actually, the back half of them turns bright orange. If it's what it's supposed to be, we'll see. Other
That'll
than
be
that, I got a big bottle of shark that did not make it. It was
Aw.
DOA when I got home, 3 o'clock this morning. But everything else is fine. A lot of angels, and Cinnamon had brought me a lot of guppies. So we're loaded with a lot of really nice guppies and a lot of really nice angels. And they were 2 things I really wanted to get beefed up in the collection. So it was all good.
nice.
But I didn't get back until after 2. And I stayed here and put everything in tanks. Let's see. Father Fish entered the studio. Oh, there's Father Fish. Hello, Father Fish. There you are.
There I am.
Okay, so you guys are up now. See if
Yeah,
you
that
can
was
keep-
weird.
See if you can keep it that way. I'm gonna leave you to your devices. Oh, by the way, Megan, send me that invoice. I seem to have misplaced it.
Okay, the unit shipper.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll get
Yep.
that paid tomorrow.
perfect.
Have fun, girls.
Thank you.
Fun.
Right. Ay. Let's see. I haven't even gotten a chance to read the comments yet. Well, of course, Lou gets it to work.
Right?
We were over here stressing out for the last 30 minutes trying to get it.
Was it 30 minutes? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's 6:30 already.
Yeah, I know.
It's just one of them days.
Brenda, when you use my account like this, you can change the name. You can put your name in it. When
Okay.
when it comes up to set up to go in, you can change the name. That I'm happy for you to call yourself Father Fish. That's fine. I don't think everybody will be confused.
Oh, so I can just go in there and change it when I'm in the studio before I come up.
That's exactly right.
I
Yeah,
can have fun with that name.
right. Right.
So, how has been your week?
Yesterday was not bad. Not bad at all. We had moments like people don't come in one at a time on the weekend. They come in 3 and 4, and you have like a whole store full of people, and then all of a sudden nobody.
That's fun.
They
I
come
love
in
that.
all at once, but then they stagger out.
Yeah. That's funny. It's like everyone has the same idea all at once.
Right. It's like they plan to meet here all at the same time,
Yep.
but they all have their own thing they're looking at and getting. So,
That's
You
funny.
got 20 people watching right now.
Yep.
yes, Jennifer, I would love that. You might want to come down while we still have it. They go fast.
Well, and now he's got some cool stuff at the shop too, which I mean, there's always cool stuff at the shop, but still.
Yeah, he got new fish.
Oh yeah. And then we have a sale going on this week. Oh, Jacob wants to come up.
Cool.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see how it popped me up yet.
We're fast like lightning.
Oh yeah. So I took my second ones off because for some reason, I guess it was only giving me like this much space to the top. I guess I'm generating too much current right there near that, and it kept pushing all the small stuff around the filter off. So I just went back to a single one where it's got a whole bunch of power coming up, and it actually seems to do a lot better. It's keeping it more clear because it but with two sponges it seemed, I don't know why it was doing that, but for some reason it was pushing everything in my water again.
If you're having that problem, that means that your sponge filter needs rinsed out.
They were clean.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, normally when you when the sponge filter is like pushing stuff in the tank, then that normally means that like the insides of it is getting clogged to where it just kind of pushes the water around.
Oh yes, yes, usually. Here's a new one coming up right there. Look at that one.
Yeah, look at that.
I cut a lot of them down, so I need to get on with my buddy here because I got a nice little rich layer of leaves the whole way everywhere. So here within like maybe a week, 2 weeks, maybe up to a month or so, I think that's when we're gonna order from Father Fish. I believe we're going to order a few of the large plant packages because I need one for all Jungle Val, and then he needs one whichever stuff he's getting.
Yeah. Yeah, the large plant pack is a great choice. You get a really good variety of pretty much everything.
These are doing really well. Look, it's already growing another one. It's shooting another one right here. See the little head on it? That, from what I'm understanding, I believe this little head right here, that's the new plant about to pop up again, right?
Yeah, that's a runner. Yep.
Then it'll run again.
Yeah. Each plant will shoot off about 2 runners, one on each side, and then sometimes you'll get 3 or 4, depending on how mature the first one is.
Look, and then I took sunlight away, and look, it's going away on me.
Yeah.
But I think that's what helped boosted the plant right here, that extra sunlight. So every now and then I'll probably give it a few hours, because that light, I'm telling you, that little shop light. Just be careful with the shop lights, but they work amazing for really seriously for the plant pulling photosynthesis right. Them shop lights actually work pretty well. They're not bad.
Yeah, that's what we use in the shop, our shop lights for all our tanks.
And then I fed them earlier about 15 flies, everybody.
Nice.
They love flies.
Oh yeah.
And then I really gotta get my friend up. They just are going through a tough time right now, but their tank is actually doing really amazing. It's not even 4 months old yet, and they sent me another photo, but they probably have, I believe, from what it looks like, I'd say about 75 to 100 eggs that's at least left on the side panel that no other fish has gotten, and they've been in there since Wednesday.
Nice.
So some of them actually might last, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
They'll love that.
Yep. Absolutely.
And then I got
That's
my,
looking good.
I'm very happy with them. I congratulate them a lot. Keep them feel very proud of themselves because they're doing very well, very well. That's very good to see that early on. The tank ain't even really that old. It's only 3 months. It's like new. So for
Oh
that to
wow.
happen, that means everything's very stable. It went ultimate again because I pushed it to go that way naturally after it was messed up. They actually had it messed up. They were crashing it on you. It was that bad. You couldn't
Wow.
see bottom. You couldn't see no plants. The plants were just so heavily caked and submerged in heavy, dense brown, black, and green, gushy, stringy algae. It was all the bad ones because of the excess amount of nutrition they were putting into the system. And they told me they did it for like a straight month. But I didn't know that they were doing excess. And that's what destroyed it early on. But I caught it. I showed them how they can fix that with no water change, no dilute, nothing. Kept everything way it was and just swished everything and made everything real heavy in the water column and got it out the best I could. And then within actually a few hours before I left, it was actually crystal clear again. And then uh, all the excess algae everywhere, it's not bad no more. They're on the same feeding schedule as me again, and how I was teaching them at the beginning, and now they fully understand it. I guess because they actually seen the impact that they did, and now they understand how that did impact what they're doing with the fish tank, and it will eventually. It will show its impact.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I agree. I agree.
They're doing really well. See how crystal clear it became again? I mean, that's with the one sponge filter.
Yeah, it looks great. It really does.
So with that just being basically dirt buildup, I guess, just never touch the back.
I mean, you can clean it. It depends on what it is. If it's like I mean, you can wipe it off with like a glass cleaner, like a glass sponge. Um and then if there's like green algae or like any scaling, you just take a razor blade and just kind of like lightly scrape it off.
Because
Yeah,
all
you can
I
take that
just
off.
I just do my sides and my front.
Yeah.
But it would look nicer, if all that gunk was gone. But that's actually not bad to compared to where I really used to see my tanks, and that's actually only uh like a year and like 2 or 3 months old. So that's over a year's worth. So that's actually not bad to never touch in a whole year on the back, but it is coming in now over that year.
That shop light will definitely grow it a little bit faster as well.
Well,
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
that's probably why my heater, I don't even think I had that heater a month yet, and that's probably why it's got algae growing on it already.
Yep. Yep. Algae loves light.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
These are
That's how
just
it colonizes is through photosynthesis.
mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
It
The
does.
more light, the more it's able to multiply its spores.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah,
I
that's
do.
like that's why we recommend when people are having like any type of like hair algae, blackbeard algae, like spotty algae, you do a total blackout of your tank for like at least 7 to 10 days. So that way you're kind of like suffocating the algae. So that way it doesn't have that ability to colonize because it has to have light to grow.
Okay, so wow, that's actually amazing. Because okay, so that was another one that they were getting overran with Blackbeard. So
Yep.
what I showed them a week no feed. So I showed them cut all food, all resources except for what little bit of food web they still had, and then I on the days that they needed to be fed, that last one we went ahead and put food web in at the end of that week. No fish deaths. All the algae completely went away with 10 hours of daylight on it, constant every day, and the black way. So was that Blackbeard called excess nutrition then instead of the highlighting?
So blackbeard algae is one of the harder algae. Blackbeard colonizes with light, but it also feeds off of degradables in the water column. So the more degradables that you have in the water column, the more it's able to feed itself. But the light actually helps it colonize, which is basically multiplying. So the light will help it multiply faster, and then the blackbeard algae will make it more prominent and grow in a bigger amount.
Wow.
So it's kind
'Cause
of like a 2-for-1 kind of algae. It's extremely annoying. It's extremely hard to get rid of. Most of the time, it will attach itself to hardscape. And most of the time when people will email and say that they have a blackbeard problem, normally I'll tell them to take the hardscape out of the aquarium, do a hydrogen peroxide scrub on it and leave it out of the aquarium for at least a week. So that way it doesn't have any way of it feeding itself. And then the hydrogen peroxide will actually kill all of the spores. So it's extremely hard to get rid of. Most of the time, blackouts don't work because it can go dominant or dormant. And once that light comes back on, it jumps right back into the same cycle.
I used to have major issue with Blackbeard, but
Yeah.
I actually get it still to this day, but it's more managed now. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
come in everything.
Yep. Yeah, and there's definitely ways of managing it, but it will definitely always be there if you don't take care of it like right away. It will keep coming back, but depending on your feeding schedule and like your light schedule, it will kind of depend on how it comes back, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so me showing them to bring no food into the tank, because I mean it was heavy. It was actually crushing the root systems because it was giving the stem plants that he had root rot because they couldn't go down. I mean, it was just taking everything it had from the plant, basically.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I showed them not to feed nothing, but I fish still had resources because he told me they were still pooping every day. And I said, well, that's good. That means that they are eating. You're just not seeing, but they're eating.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
That end of that week, we put food web into it more, and then that new week that came up, I went down, looked at his tank, and there one there it's kind of like mine. It's where it's there, but it's not overrunning nothing no more because I showed him that he's not allowing it to have that higher pool demand than what you actually have in your tank, which is more higher pool you're not allowing it to have that higher sacrifice in there. You gotta make sure your plant is consuming most of everything in the tank so that it doesn't create excess.
Right. Yep. Yeah, there's definitely different ways of managing it. It just kind of depends on like you said, like the feeding schedule and stuff like that. There's a lot of factors for sure. Every case is kind of different too.
Yes. But I showed him, I mean, you can't always do that. I mean, because you don't want to starve your fish, but you want to make sure, once you do what you're doing, it's the best option that you're making for the environment itself. Because I mean, I just went off of everything I've learned, and I went to that, and for his mistake, that no feeding actually worked.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. You pretty much took those nutrients away so it wasn't able to kind of grow larger than what it could consume.
Now the plants are taking off. It's actually filling up with plants, and that's exactly what I was wanting the system to do because of what I did to the system to help it out. And then it allowed itself to actually deal with those nutrients now instead of those nutrients becoming that bad issue that it shouldn't be that bad issue. You got to help it. You got to improve the health of that environment to get it back to where it can become more stable again. And we did it very fast. No panic. I mean, first couple days, he kept saying, "You sure I can't feed you?" Yes, just trust it. Trust that you're doing the right thing by showing your fish that you're in charge. But you're only in charge by that food that you're putting in frozen. That's it. But you're showing them that they need to keep their natural instinct to help keep their environment healthy because that food that you're dumping in, that's all that they know. They know that you come around that tank, boom, you're going to feed them. If they're not
Right.
managed system healthy, they're poorly, they're basically living in a poor situation when they're actually living in a healthy environment, but it's poor decisions being made to make the system poor now. But we fixed it, and I showed them, and I mean, they kind of really thanked me a lot. And I told them, I said, well, I think I'm gonna be able to get you pushed here one of these times. I said, man, you're going so fast with this. I said, you're gonna be the next father fish. You're gonna be father fish number two.
That's funny. Well, it
He,
looks awesome, Jacob. I'm glad you're sharing the wisdom with everybody.
I know I'm trying my best. Even the fish stores, they really actually don't have much chemicals no more. 2 years ago, when I first seen that store, that's the first thing they wanted to do was push everything like the regular little big, box stores did. And then I learned the father fish system very fast, learned about the Walston method, and I personally think that, both of them have their great ups, but the Walston, it truly does. I mean, you can deny it, but it does. It has it down. So you got to fix that down so that when it has that opportunity to hit that down, it stays up. Everything stays good. And that's exactly what happens with the sand. That sand makes a big difference, but you got to do more with the sand. You got to put a foundation, something to support that, that lower system underneath. You just need something to prevent everything from escaping. You do that with
Yep.
full soil. It works the best. And then you just enriching that naturally with all the ingredients that need to go in the bottom. You cap it, and then you flood that system with plants, and then you just flood it with the leaves. I have never had no downsides with leaves. Those leaves have actually fulfilled. They're richening my bottom. They're richening it up. That's gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But yeah, it looks great, Jacob.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for letting
coming
me.
up, Jacob.
Uh,
I love
see
your
y'all.
cat.
Thank y'all so much. Hopefully we get this to work Wednesday. We don't get no gremlins to hit us Wednesday.
Right?
I agree.
Yes, yes.
All
Alrighty,
right.
well I'm gonna live stream, so y'all get other people up here and let's see some nice tanks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Alrighty. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Bye.
I'm just sitting here. I was like, oh, okay, hi. Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's get through these comments. Okay.
I
Hello.
think
I have a
Father
question
Fish,
I've already posted in the Discord, but you're right here now.
Father Fish is in the process of answering him now.
Oh,
He's been talking to him in the chats.
I see that now.
Yeah. Quite a few times. If
See,
Christian-
today Lou is our secretary.
I don't think I've actually seen all of them yet, but yeah, like that big black cat, the Son Adonis, he's pretty. I like him. And we did lose a couple. There was a couple angels we lost, but other than that, I'm gonna have to take a close look at everything. But so far, everything looks great. Yes, the Father Fish is on here answering your questions.
Yeah, Lou is our secretary today. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, he did. He did. I'm still like looking around. He left the bags around so Bryce can label everything, and I'm looking at all the bags, and I'm like, oh wow, Bryce is gonna have fun. So if Adam or Christian, if y'all are still here, you can come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Jeff. I think I saw Jeff in there earlier.
Toad, please come show your tank. I have been so excited for you to come up. I have been helping him in the email for like 2 months, trying to get his tank situated and fixed. And we finally got it. I'm so happy.
Hit that
I
link
would
and bring
love
it
to
up.
see it. Do it. Hi.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm okay. It's the first time I've done that. I have 4 tanks, so I don't know.
Oh, yay.
I could show you.
Yes, we would love to see it.
Cool. How do I switch it? I'll show you. This is brand new.
Oh, I love it.
It's a Medaka and Neocardinia tank with
Oh,
jade
nice.
stone. It's my newest one, and then my oldest one that's still running is this one.
Nice.
The lights are off right now. I have to turn them on, and if you wanted to see the lights, but
I
run.
love the plants coming up out of the tank. That is like one of my favorite things of the fish hobby is seeing all of the plants come up.
I went to the local aquarium trading group, and I got Vallisneria screw, and it's never stopped growing.
Wow. That's
So
awesome.
it's
so
the
pretty.
most dominant in the area. in my tanks, I guess you could say. But if you
Yeah.
can see closer, you can see the little medacas.
Oh, yay. Isn't that one of Dina's favorite fish, Brenda, is the medacas?
I don't know. Is that a rice fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are platinums.
Yeah, she loves rice fish.
And then these ones, this is pigment correadoras in this one. You can't see them. They're napping. I've got a problem with snails, but they just keep coming and going. And these are my larger tanks. So this is Beta, Splenda, female, and two, I think there's zebra tetras.
Oh, nice.
And
Beautiful.
then these are fairy cichlids, and they hide.
Huh.
I'd have to turn the lights on to. Give me a second. I can turn the lights on. Get a better view. A second. I have Chihiros lights. Do you know what those are?
Yes. Yeah,
So
those are
they
really good.
so Chihiros lights, they have a app on your phone that you can run.
Yep.
And it allows me to kind of, let's see. So these are the two big tanks. Let's see. I can get it. All right. So yeah, there we go. So there's the fairy cichlids.
Oh, I see them.
Yeah. And it's an all-in-one, all in the back. So one of the rationales I had was I wanted a river type system. So I wanted it to create oxygen level, so it flows from the top and then pumps out, and then like a waterfall running down.
Oh, yeah.
So in the back, as it pumps out the top, it basically recycles the water system. It's pretty stable, but if you can see my substrate, initially I had dirt and then sand, and then I added a layer of gravel, lava rock.
Hmm.
And one of the things about lava rock that's really important is that it's a hyperbolic filtration stone. So what it does is it naturally balances the water molecules in the environment, and so it creates a anaerobic base layer, and then underneath it is the red sand, and then I put the soil. Well, the plants have to dig down to get to it, and they need to be high enough because of the height of the tank. But then I have all these rare plants that I kind of acquired by buying dying plants at pet shops and putting them in the water, and then slowly growing them over time.
Yeah.
But
They
anyway,
look great.
Dottie says hi.
Oh.
Dottie's it's a Thai word, in ancient Thai Kwai. It's called living light. Her name is Living Light. So she's a fish. She's fish people.
Oh. She's so pretty.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it.
Beautiful, beautiful tanks. I absolutely love them. You're doing great. They look awesome.
They're struggling. I have days where I think, how can I make it better? And then I think, well, I can't really make it better other than to continue to feed them and stuff. But one of the things I like about feeding them is that I try to give them natural foods. And I live in San Diego, but it's really hard because of the toxicity in our river system. And so I stopped doing that and ended up feeding them frozen foods because that's the only real natural way I could find a food source for them that wasn't contaminated by the local water system.
I hate that. I hate that.
Well, we're downwind. San Diego is basically the output for the Colorado River system, and so we're downwind of the large aquifer system that sits underground. And because of the radioactive testing in New Mexico and here in Eastern California in the 1940s, our water system is hyperbolically active with radioactive isotopes in it.
Oh, that's awful.
It is.
I know we sell microworm cultures if you're ever interested in that. But if you are looking for natural foods, I can post a link in the chat. It's Philip's Fishworks.
Okay.
We've worked with him in the past. I've ordered from him a ton. He has a ton of like food web, like scuds, arthropods, like all of that really awesome stuff. And they come in like little bags. Like I said, I can put the link in there and it's absolutely amazing. And then what you can do with something like that is you can put it in like a jar, like a 5-gallon jar, or even like a 1-gallon jar, and it will just like slowly repopulate. So you'll just have a constant like food web.
Okay.
But I would definitely recommend that.
How will they handle the hard water? We have some of the hardest water on Earth. I mean, it literally calcifies on the side of the glass.
I have extremely hard water. Like I've actually gotten curious to where I've went out and bought a test kit of like the GH, and it doesn't even register on the GH scale. Like it's so hard. Like I would just keep adding the GH drop. I'm like, okay, we've got to be getting there like sooner or later, and it just like it does not register. I've ordered a lot of his cultures, and they do perfectly fine.
Okay.
He is kind of one of. Oh, she dropped off.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well, keep saying what you're saying. She's probably there.
But he grows. He's a little bit of a different kind of culture grower. He grows his kind of stuff in like I guess situations where people would bring themselves to. So like a lot of farmers, they'll have like pristine waters, like everything. And I'm not saying that his tanks are dirty or anything. He grows them the natural way. So exactly how you would find them in their natural habitat is exactly how he grows his cultures. So like I know his shrimp are extremely hardy. Shrimp is really touch and go when you try and buy them online because a lot of shrimp breeders are 50% water changes every single day and like doing just doing the most on that kind of stuff. His shrimp and our shrimp, they're grown in natural aquariums, so they're already accustomed to the different swings, the different parameters, so you don't have to be very finicky when it comes to like cultures or anything like that. So I always recommend Philip's Fishworks. He's awesome. I've bought from him several times and I've never ever had a problem with his cultures, even with extremely hard water. So I would definitely do that.
Okay. We have Toad.
Yes, I've been so excited to see this.
So there we go.
Hi, Toad.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. You guys bailed me out big time when I got hit with ick. So yeah, that thing was wild. We went about 26 days total for everything to go away. I got hit with something wild. I don't know what it was, but the everybody's awesome. About a week in, Father Fish said to bump it up to just another degree up to 87, and then we let it roll, and everybody came in perfect. I didn't lose a snail. I didn't lose a fish. Nothing.
Yes, I've been actually the one helping you through emails, and I have seen this from day one, and then now to see it today is like amazing. I love it.
Yeah, none of my plants died or nothing. These are, I mean, they're starting to grow. They're getting big. This tank I'm going to take off of the stand, and I've got a cinder block stand that I'm going to make because this tank's as old as I am, and so after I'm putting the dirt and the sand in here, I'm gonna go to cinder blocks instead. But this is only 2 inches of sand in the substrate, so. But
Yep. All of my tanks are on 2x8s and cinder blocks, and I will never buy another tank stand ever again because I can go buy a cinder block for 98 cents and a board for $7. So
yeah,
there you go.
exactly, and that's where I'm at. I got cinder blocks and I got some nice pine that's set aside for it. It looks nice.
Yep.
So
I
it's
have
kicking butt.
17 fish tanks, so having 17 fish tank stands is just not economically. No, it's just not going to happen in my world.
So the question I had was, I'm gonna be pulling this tank down and resetting, and I was gonna give it another 2 weeks just because the fish. I just want to give them a break. But when I do that, I've got these plants in here, like my Amazon sword in the back, and then there's another sword here, and then I've got the Ludwigias, and I've got a crypt over here, and like my tiger lilies and stuff, and then a little bit of pearl weed in the back, and it's just kind of starting to go and do its thing. I probably need to throw some more plants, though, is kind of what I'm wondering.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Okay. That was my one thing. I just wasn't sure if that was going to be enough
Yep.
after these start going.
50 to 75% planted. 50% is the bare minimum, and the only reason I even say 50% is if you have like very minimal bio load. If you have more than like 4 fish, 75% every time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You guys want
Yep.
to see the shrimp tank I copied?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be run over. This one's done like the father fish ones, at least. I've got the inch of soil and 2 inches of sand in here.
Nice.
I got these little Neos, so it's been my little project that I've been having fun with this one. But this one's been going for a couple months now, and just the water's just stayed crystal clear, and everything's going crazy. My shrimp are buried, and they're starting to get ready to do their thing.
I love it. You'll be seeing babies soon for sure.
And I got some of my this one bladed grass is always purling. It never stops.
I love it. I love it. I can't tell. I think that might be Sag, narrow Sag.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
It's this little guy right here, but
Yeah.
it's kind of back in the corner over there, and yeah, after I put it in there, after a couple days, it started doing that, and it hasn't stopped. It's been doing it like crazy.
It'll start shooting runners off too. You'll have several different plants.
Oh yeah, it's kicking some back behind the heater and everything.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been fun.
Yeah, it's awesome seeing takes mature. It's one of the best things in the hobby for sure. Well, I absolutely love it. I'm super glad that we were able to figure it out. Are you planning on converting that 55?
Yeah, here in about 2-3 weeks, I was gonna let the fish kind of rest a little bit, and then I'm gonna just redo the whole tank, and I'll end up getting some more plants for it. And
so I was hoping you were going to say that. You don't have to tear the whole tank down. So what you'll do is when you go to switch it to your new stand, right?
yeah,
Obviously drain all the water, leave the sand there. And what you can do is you can buy just the bag of supplement, right? And that's a 50 or 55.
this one's at 55.
55. Okay, so use probably 55% of the supplement what you'll do is add just a tiny little, put it in a mixing bowl, about 55% of the supplement in a mixing bowl, and then just add a tiny little bit of water. You don't want it like a mud pie. That's going to make it too wet. You just want just a little bit of moisture in there. And then what you'll do is you'll scoop it out into ice cube trays. Freeze it in the freezer. And then once you get your tank all put on your stand, before you add water to it, like I said, leave the sand in there. Push those cubes down into the bottom of your sand, and there's your conversion. You don't have to take all the sand out. You don't have to do all of that. Super easy conversion.
Gotcha. And should I throw like a little bit more sand on top?
What do you have on there? About 2 inches?
Yeah, this is roughly 2 inches. Maybe 2.25, but I've got some pool filter sand that I used for the fish tank one that I was gonna throw in. I thought maybe if I topped it off some of that. I was worried about losing some when I threw the dirt in.
Yeah.
Some of it staying low.
Yeah, just do the ice cube method. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier because you already have a lot of bacteria colonies in that sand. So that way it will keep the tank from crashing later on. That way you're keeping all of that. Push that dirt, the dirt cubes into the substrate until you don't have any more dirt cubes. Normally it's 4 to 6 inches apart from each other, and you'll be perfectly fine. And then if you wanted, you could add maybe a half an inch of the new sand on top of it, and you'll be grand.
Oh, so I'm not like putting ice cubes to build up an inch of dirt. You're just, you guys have I guess a ratio for it then.
Yeah, so we have Aqua Preta, like the soil, and then we have the supplement. What you're gonna want to do is get the supplement. It's only $29.95. So it's not only going to save you a lot of money, but it's also going to save you a lot of headache of getting all of that sand out. And it's also going to allow all of that bacteria colony that's already been living in your sand to stay in the tank. So that way you're not restarting that cycle all over again. But then you're also giving the plants its food from the supplement being pushed under the soil or under the sand. Okay.
Now, I won't need to get like a resurrection jar or anything in there, right?
I would highly recommend that. It's a big part of kind of balancing everything out. So like the resurrection jar, when you add that, there is different microorganisms that feed off of bacteria, off of organics, and that will pretty much balance out. Like ick is a major thing that it will feed off of. If you're feeding a little bit too much, it will clean up that waste from the plants and the food and the fish. So that way you're not having a buildup of a bunch of dissolved solids in the tank, since it is a closed system. So the resurrection jar is extremely important. I would highly, highly recommend it. You'll definitely see a big difference. Leaf litter is a big one. That is not only plant food, but it's also fish food as well. They feed off of the little microorganisms that live off of leaf litter. So you'll actually have to feed a lot less if you do a food web as well.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you guys.
And they're super fun to watch as well. Trust me. Do it once and you'll be hooked. I promise you'll come back up in a month and be like, oh, look, I have 7 resurrection jars in my windowsill.
That's cool.
They're super fun. It also gets you a little closer to nature and being able to kind of see it up close and personal.
Cool. Cool. Thank you guys.
No problem. Thank you for showing us.
Right on. All right. Cool.
Have a good night. It is already 7:30.
Wow. Jennifer said she just went to the park and collected a lot of leaves. And
There you go.
Each tank. Nice.
Yep. That's a good way of doing it.
Yep.
Now that it's getting warmer outside.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now it's time to collect that food web stuff.
Mm-hmm. Gives you an excuse to get out. Get out and blow the stink off, as my mom says.
Well, that's Hey, Christian. You want to come up and show your angels?
Right.
That way Megan can, stop talking about her stink.
So I can stop talking about my what?
You said it, not me. Your mom told you to go outside and blow the stink off. That's,
I hated when my mom said that. She used to say that to me all the time. This was before we had tablets and cell phones, and the one thing I learned not to say to my parents growing up on a working farm was I'm bored, because I would end up with a muck bucket and a muck shovel, and my dad was like, well, this stall needs cleaned, this stall needs cleaned, here, go clean those water buckets out, they're dirty. I'm like, I'm not telling you I'm bored ever again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I made the mistake of telling my grandmother, because I grew up, my grandparents basically raised me, but I grew up down there, and I made the mistake of telling my grandmother I was bored.
Yeah.
She gave me a paint bucket and a paintbrush, said, go out that window and start painting the house. And I'm like, what do you mean go out the window? She goes, well, you're small enough. Nobody else can fit up there. Because the house they had, there was a roof. It was a wraparound porch, and it was the roof that was on the porch. So I had to go stand on that to get the upper level. And I was, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Another time she asked me, she was like, well, go do your homework. I was like, I don't have any. She said, yes, you do. I went, no, I don't have any homework. She goes, yes, you do. And I'm like, what do I have? She goes, you get out paper and pencil. And I was like, okay. I said, now what? She goes, write your name. So I did. And I was like, now what? She goes, oh, no. Fill the page. Completely. Like all the way over, front and back. Yeah. Yeah. So when someone says, oh, wow, I love your handwriting. You have really nice handwriting. Yep. That's because of my grandmother.
See, mine was a different scenario. My parents are very old school. They had me at a very older age. Like my mom was 46 when she had me. So my parents are very old school, and whenever I would get into trouble, there was no oh, I'm taking your phone for a week, I'm taking your computer for a week, because there was no computers or phones to be taken. But she would have me get out a piece of paper and a pencil. She would say, if I was out past a certain time, I will not go out past blah, blah, blah. And I would have to write it over and over again until I filled the freaking page. Oh, yes. I remember those page fills. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was also it was a lesson in handwriting. Looking back, it was a lesson in handwriting because I'm left-handed. So it was, nobody can read your handwriting, and I wasn't allowed to turn my hand like this. I had to turn my paper and hold my hand straight, and which works out for me, but everybody, it's like I see people left-handed, even Father Fish, like this, and I'm like, how can you do that without your wrist hurting? Oh, I tried it.
Quentin.
I was like, well, I'm gonna do it like everybody else. No, I couldn't do it. It looked like chicken scratch.
Quentin is my husband is left-handed, and whenever we go to the doctors or something, he always hands me the paper to fill it out because he's left-handed, and he goes like this to write and you can't read it. And I'm like, how have you gotten by all of these years writing anything?
Well, I'll tell you why, because teachers in school, they're like, make sure your paper is straight. Well, for a right-handed person, having your paper straight, it's easy. For a left-handed person, if your paper's straight, you can't, and then your hand gets all full of ink or lead, whatever. So yeah, I was told, turn your paper to the right, and that way you keep your arm straight and you're writing straight across.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, well, my cousin was the same way. He was like upside down writing, very neat handwriting, but it was like upside down. It was like I can't. It hurts to even hold my hand like that. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't get it. Watching him write anything is just it. Oh my gosh, it drives me bonkers. I'm like, just give me it. Just give me the paper.
Yeah, I did
I'll
the
do
same
it.
thing with my daughter because she's left-handed. I was like, turn your paper, not your hand.
She probably looked at you like, what? What do you mean?
I was like, I can't do that. I was like, turn your paper, not your hand. But see, I was being homeschooled. I homeschooled her, so she didn't have to listen to the teachers and all that.
Yeah.
Furlock. I have my own tree and some plants. They make good hardscapes if you have hardwood plants. Cool.
Nice. I love that.
I have a black walnut tree in my backyard.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I keep trying to get the black walnuts, but the squirrels get them. Like, because you see it and it's like the pod is green. You're like, oh, wow, cool. It's green. Like in another week, it'll be ready. No. The squirrels get in there. By the time you can get to them, they're empty shells.
I hate those little green things. Oh my gosh, they make such a mess everywhere. Oh, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. And then it's like almost like sap on the inside when they like explode and then like start like decaying. Oh, and it gets all over your car and it's impossible to get off. I hate it. I do not like it. I don't think I've ever seen a black walnut actually like in real life, like actually come from like a tree. Because it's probably exactly what you said. All of the like squirrels and stuff get to it first.
Yeah, by the time it falls to where you can reach it, it's just an empty shell.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even think of that. I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. Weird. This week we have a sale. And this one's kind of special.
Yeah, it is.
So this one for this week is normally okay, let me rephrase that. We would normally price it out at about $89.99. But for this week, it ends on Thursday. It will be $54.99. It is called the Father Fish Favorites Plant Pack. This one we brought just for this sale, so it's not going to be available any other time except for this week. So what it will include is 16 pieces. So this one, you'll get 3 jungle vow, 3 red jungle vow, 3 Italian vow, 3 corkscrew vow, 1 fern, 1 Anubias, 1 floating plant, and the extra special item is a small piece of driftwood. This is like a really awesome pack to kind of fill in those gaps or even to start a tank with. The driftwood is a great little tied together piece because this pack does come with a fern and an Anubias. And as we all know, the fern and Anubias has to be attached to either rock or wood. So basically we give you that little piece to already attach it to. So
there you go.
That is on our website if you guys would love to check it out. Like I said, it is only available this week until Thursday. But there's that. And then hopefully, maybe this summer, we'll start getting some fish on our website.
That's the plan.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then there was something else I was going to bring up tonight as well, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, well. Yeah, I can't remember.
Because you didn't write it down.
Yeah, I know.
See, you cannot tease me about being old when you're forgetting things too.
Listen, I have had a very rough week this week. I don't want to hear it. Oh.
Did we take the shrimp off the website?
I believe we did at the middle of winter because we were having issues with them making it in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We ran out of shrimp.
That was also a problem. Yeah, that was a really big seller, so we had to put a limit on that. But
maple. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not sure if people know this or not, but on our website, if you go to fish food, well, actually, it will be up at the top called aquarium supplies. And then if you go to fish food, we have a ton of different varieties of food. So I know we were talking about microcultures earlier. So we have a microworm culture. We also have Arctic copepods, which is a live frozen fish food. And then the rotifer food, which is really, really good for like fries or small fish or really honestly any fish. And all three of those are like live foods as well. And then we also have the dried baby brine shrimp, the algae disc, obviously all of our flake foods that we always love to promote, and then the fry powder. I know we don't really do a whole lot of marketing on that, but yeah.
Very big selection of foods.
Yes. For pretty much any fish. I mean,
yeah.
Flake food for the larger fish, and then, I mean, we have the microworms for the fry, rotifer for the fry, the golden pearls for the fry. Arctic copepods are great for trying to get discus to breed. And then the algae discs that we have, I have some of our algae discs, and I swear by them. I mean, I was having a lot of trouble getting my plecos to grow with the store-bought algae discs. I don't have that problem anymore with those premium algae discs that we have. They're amazing. I love it. Would love getting fish and shrimp on the website. We're working on it. Probably next month, I would say, would probably be a good time to maybe bring shrimp back. Right now, there's just too many temperature swings.
Yeah.
Like I think on Tuesday, it was 86 degrees outside. Yesterday, the high was 34 here, and now the high for today is 48. So,
yeah, it was like in the mid 50s here.
Yeah.
While yesterday was cold. I don't know how cold it was. It was cold yesterday in the 50s today, and who knows tomorrow? It's like every day is different.
You get like all 5 seasons in like one day. I swear. The morning you're like wearing your winter coat and you're like, holy crap. And then you leave later on in the day and you got to like turn the temperature down in your car because it's like, holy crap, it's hot. Yeah, the temperature has been absolutely insane. I really don't understand it. I love spring because it means that the warmer weather is coming, but the temperature swings is extremely bipolar. I don't like it at all.
Okay, so all this week is going to be in the 70s. Monday, Thursday. Yeah, Monday and Thursday is 70, 71. Then it goes up to 79, 82. That's all this week. And then next Monday, 59.
Yeah, no, not for me. No.
Yeah, but this week's going to be nice. There's Chris.
Yeah. We're supposed to be getting really bad storms on Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes.
Hey, Christian.
Hey, how are y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Trying to get back to normal. But I thought I'd come up. You wanted to see some angels, so here's my dozen or so baby red devil koi.
Nice.
Aww. I love them.
I'll try to get close on them. They're kind of small.
If I wasn't moving soon, I would totally grab a couple of those from you.
Yeah, they're a nice fish. I really like them.
I love it. I've never seen patterns like that.
I've got a pair that are spawning. They've spawned pretty regular the last 3 times, but I pulled the eggs as soon as they laid them for this spawn, and about half of them turned white overnight. And the next day, once I started getting wigglers, they kind of died off pretty quick, except for about a dozen. And that dozen's done really well, but that was their first spawn. The next 2 spawns, the butt head on the other side of the tank keeps running over and eating the eggs as fast as they lay them. So I've got to get them their own breeding tank. Then I think I'll be able to produce a lot more of these.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is a 20-gallon tall.
Nice.
So at what size do you switch them over to a bigger tank?
I'll keep them in here till they're about quarter size.
Quarter size?
By then, I'll usually have an outlet for them. Somebody will want them, or, I'll wind up selling them or trading them or something. I don't really keep them much past a quarter size.
Yeah.
But as long as
you
you
got
do,
a great setup.
as long as you do heavy feeding, and when you're raising fry, you've got to do water changes. I mean, it's inevitable because you're feeding so much.
Right.
Basically got so many little fish in there. You want to keep the water as pristine as possible to get good uniform growth.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't
agree.
water in a lot of my tanks regular, but in the fry tanks I do.
Yeah. I do the same with mine.
And
Especially my cichlid tank. My cichlid tank, I can't keep any dang plants in, so I end up having to do water changes on that one pretty frequently as well.
Yeah. I had acquired a couple of blueberry snails that was all over the place for the first day or 2, but I cannot find them in this tank. I know they got to be in here because I've searched the floor and the surrounding area, so I don't believe but they have vanished. They're playing the vanishing game on me.
That's funny.
I don't really know a lot about blueberry snails. First opportunity I had to even see any other than on the internet. And so I got a male and a female. I put them in here, and for the first couple of days, they were all over the glass. And then after about day 3, they just vanished. So I don't know if it's right, and they may just burrow into the sand and go through a resting period for a while, or if
I was about to say they are a burrower, just like neurites.
That's probably where they're at then, because that's the only place I can't really see is under the sponge filter in the back.
Yep.
And under the sand. I can't. If they're under the sand, I won't know till they come out.
Neil said they're up under the rim. That's where he found his neorites.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked under there. I've got a neurite in here that hides behind I've got I hang on the back over there that's just barely moving the water. And they get up behind that and they'll crawl right above the water surface and just sit there for sometimes days at a time before
Days.
they get back down to the water.
Mine does the same thing. I have a pumpkin neurite that does that all the time.
There's one type of nearite I keep getting, and if I get another one, it's going to have to go in a tank with a lid, because every one I've bought so far, it's kind of got a zigzag pattern on its shell, dark colored with a zigzag pattern. And every one winds up dead in the floor. You know, they crawl completely out of the tank, and I find them a couple of days later somewhere behind the tank in the floor.
Yeah. They will.
I've had mystery snails do that a lot, especially when they're looking for a place to lay their eggs.
Yeah.
We've had neurites. I walk past the plant tub that has the neurites in it, and I have to tap them back down into the water because they're like right there at the top, at the edge, getting ready to fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mystery snails are pretty amazing at what all they can do. You know, there's a window behind this tank, and it's got curtains, and I found egg casings like 1.5 foot up on the curtains.
Yeah.
But all the snails, they'll get out of the tank, lay their eggs, and they'll find their way back to the water.
Yep. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I have found there was this one time when I was first doing fish keeping and I didn't really know a whole lot about it, but I had bought one mystery snail and it was a 10-gallon tank. So like it was not a very big tank. I didn't have it very heavily planted. So like I knew the snail was not in that freaking tank. Man, I could not find this snail for like 2 or 3 days. And then I finally got smart enough to look behind the tank stand. It was laying on the tank stand. I put it back in the water and it survived. I still have that mystery snail. It was out of the water for like 2 or 3 days. They're insane.
Last a little while out of water. A lot of these snails will dry up quick. But mystery, I've had them get out and stay out of the water for, I don't know, several days at least. Put them back, they go right back to work.
Yep. It's crazy. They are some of the most hardiest snails out there, I swear. Neurites are pretty awesome as well, but I don't think they can survive out of water as long as mysteries.
No, I don't think so either.
But
and then
they are pretty.
Got a shrimp tank, but you won't be able to see anything because I think I've reached, well, there's one little shrimp just swam across the front. It's got a bunch of snowball shrimp in here, but I've let it get a little out of hand and hadn't trimmed it. They seem to like it, but you can't really see them. Sit here and look for them for a long time.
See, that's a dream shrimp tank right there. It's just heavily planted. They love the plants, man.
I've got a couple of mystery snails in here too.
Yep. I love it. I love shrimp tanks.
Yeah, I thought about getting some more colorful ones, but the ones I've got are snowball. They're just kind of white.
Yeah.
Clear and white, but they're cool. And then
we have a lot of really pretty neocardinas at the shop. I'm hoping to get those on the site maybe next month.
Yeah, I like the neocardinas, especially the red ones. They're my favorite.
Right now, that's all we have right now are red ones.
Yeah.
And then while I'm here, I guess I'll. So this is my little platy tank. It's a 10-gallon with a bunch of baby platies in it.
Oh, look at all of them. Oh my goodness, they've gotten so big since the last time you showed it.
Yeah, I don't know if I showed this one. I showed my rams, but I may have showed this one.
I think
it.
Their internet.
And I got this sword in the back. It's called a Kleiner sword. And it's it's putting out the deepest red new growth that I've seen on any sword.
Wow, that is really pretty.
It's supposed to be sort of a in-between size. I don't think it's supposed to get over a maximum of 8 inches. So I'm hoping that's true because every time I put a sword in a 10-gallon tank, it turns out to be a tank buster.
Yeah, and they're a pain in the hind
Rosette.
end to try and get out of that tank too.
Yeah.
What you need is a rosette.
Yeah, I've planted a couple of rosettes and they turned out to be not rosettes. They were something else because they got big. I think a lot of times when you buy them at fish stores, a lot of times they're mislabeled.
Yep.
And then right beside it, I got my 20-gallon long trout Goodia tank.
Oh, your little crebensis. Oh, it keeps freezing. There we go.
And this tank actually needs the glass cleaned. The water's a lot clearer than it looks because the glass is pretty dirty.
Oh, that's not a crebensis.
No, those
It
are
looked like it for a second.
they're trout Goodeids.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful fish.
Yeah, they're a live bearer too, which is really cool.
Wow. See, that is my problem with live bears is like other than guppies, like they're just very dull in like patterns and colors. But those are so pretty.
Yeah, I got
And
these
their
from
patterns are so pretty. Oh my goodness.
Lucas Brett's at LRB Aquatics. He usually has them available. They're a nice fish.
Yeah, they're really pretty. Wow.
Okay, well, that's about all I have tonight. I'll get off and let somebody else come up and get back to the chat and enjoy the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for coming up.
You're welcome.
See
Good
you
night.
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Now we have Bears and Yuri and Lloyd. They all popped in while Christian. Flashy tail. Yeah, they did.
I am struggling tonight. I've not been sleeping well.
Please.
I'm tired.
Wait. Just wait. Talk to me when you have 2 hours sleep.
Yeah, my stress levels are like here.
Yeah, I'm not stressed. I can't sleep.
That's my problem is I'm like, I'll lay in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to like pack this. Like, and what am I going to do with my dog? Like, where are my kids going to go when I move? And it's just like, okay, brain, shut up.
You're going to take your kids with you, right?
Yeah, but we tried moving with a 3 and 4-year-old this last time, and we're not doing that again. We're not. We're more than likely going to send them with either a set of aunt and uncles or a set of grandparents because
Get them out of the way while you do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, because it was more so of like they would find a box of their toys. And Millie has this thing where when we pack up her toys, because we've moved several times, so she kind of knows when the boxes come out. She's like, oh, okay, cool. But she puts stickers on her boxes. And this is ingenious. She puts stickers on her boxes that we pack up so that way she knows which boxes are hers. So this last time that we moved, she had put her little stickers on her boxes while we're over here struggling with like 100-pound items, bringing 17 fish tanks down in the basement, bringing couches in, bringing TVs in. She finds her little boxes of her toys that have her stickers on them, and she'll just start opening her boxes, and then there's just toys everywhere. And we're trying to get over here, like move this, and then now we're stepping on little people and Barbies, and like, no, we're not doing that. Get out of my way.
No, that's when their boxes go right to their room.
Oh, we do, absolutely, 100%.
Legos.
But
You have
sometimes
Legos?
somehow they just get, oh, here, I want to play in here. Like, no,
Yeah,
ma'am, no, ma'am.
Neil
And
says,
then now we have,
Legos. Do you have Legos?
my son does, yes. But my son has something, I thought Legos were the worst. My son has an absolute obsession with die-cast cars. Have you ever stepped on a die-cast car?
Yes.
Not
ma'am.
only are you going to go flying, but I don't know how many bruises I have on the bottom of my foot from those freaking die-cast cars.
Yes,
I'm over it.
My,
Well, and
my
now-
oldest little boy, and he had the Legos of all sizes, especially the miniatures, because that's those kits that you can build, and they're super mini. And yeah, those, yeah, the cars. My oldest daughter, who is like a year younger than my son, was into that game Jacks. They had the little jacks with the ball.
Oh,
Yeah, try stepping on one of them. Or
Nope.
5 of them.
I'll take the die-cast car to the arch of the foot. Nope.
No.
Good with that. But yeah, we've only been in this house for like 90 days. And then some stuff happened where our landlord was not the most honest with us. So now we get to move again. And I got a 140-pound dog thinking that we were going to be here for like another year. So now I've got to figure out how we're going to move a 140-pound cane corso that does not like strangers into a new house while we have professional movers coming in and out and in and out. So yeah, I'm gonna figure that one out too.
The professionals are just moving the tanks, right?
So we're gonna have them move the tanks, and then we're renting a 17-foot U-Haul. So I don't think we're gonna be able to fit everything in there, because I mean we have 5 people in our household, so obviously like we have a pretty large couch, and then we have 4 beds, so I don't think we're gonna be able to move everything in the U-Haul. I would like to 90% of it in the U-Haul because the movers are $158 an hour, and I'm not trying to like spend a rent payment on professional movers to move my furniture.
What I was gonna suggest was like putting them in one of the bathrooms. Put her in one of the bedrooms or the bathroom.
Oh yeah, she'll tear the door down. Yeah, we've attempted that before. Yeah, it did not go well. Yeah, no. She's 140 pounds. And, yeah, no. No. So we're gonna have to figure that out. She does really well with my parents. So she might be having a little doggy daycare moment with my parents because that's the only kind of people she trusts. Honestly, like I don't understand it. She is very selective with her people. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, I love it. 75% of my house is now in boxes after, we finally just unboxed everything. So it is what it is. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good. Yeah.
It's good. Everything's all right. So we have like 5 more minutes if anybody wants to come up and show off the tank, or if you have any questions.
Or you can just, sit here and hear about all of our life problems. TED Talk.
Well, Father Fish
Moving
just
day
left
is
here.
separate from
Father Fish
tag
just
along.
left here to go home. He got back about, I think he said right around midnight last night. He came back and put the fish away. And so, yeah, he just came, he stopped in just to see, how everything was, checking on the fish that he brought in. So he just left to go home. get some sleep. He'll be
Mhm.
back sometime in the morning.
Christian, I could not agree more. But the only problem is, me and my husband don't like a lot of people. So it's like me and my husband and me and my husband. We don't. Yeah. We don't have friends. we don't like people that much.
Matt, I'm glad you're here for the Tuesday night show, but today is Sunday.
If you have a,
You're stuck with us, but Father Fish will be here Tuesday. But if you have
a time machine, let me have it. Let me use it for like a minute, please. I'll pay you.
You're gonna pay me?
I'll pay him for his time machine.
Oh, a time machine. Oh, I thought you were saying you were gonna pay me for my time. I was say okay.
No, listen. Been to Ireland twice. We didn't want to leave. I wouldn't have wanted to leave either.
I would love to go to Ireland. I would love to see Ireland, but I have this thing that no, I'm not getting on a plane. Because if we were meant to fly, God would give us wings. Megan has learned that the hard way, and she's still talking about getting on a plane. So I mean, like, how many near deaths do you need to get it in your head that you're not supposed to be on a plane?
I've had 4. So
Yes, I would love it. I know.
yeah,
I would.
the last plane that I was on, that was a slap in the face of like, you dumb idiot, stop getting on these dang airplanes.
Right?
That was God saying, like, I had a absolute meltdown on the way with Jen and Brenda on the way back to Baltimore, and I was like, please don't let me get on this plane. I don't want to get on this plane. I want to drive home. I started crying in the car. My whole body was shaking. It took me like 15 minutes to get into that airport. Once they drove off, I literally sat in front of the airport on a bench, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I called my husband, and I was like, can I please rent a car? Can I please rent a car? I don't want to get on this plane. Oh, yeah.
Jennifer works for an airline.
Jennifer, you have more kahunas than I do, because I've been on 4 planes in my life, and every single time I've gotten on an airplane, let's see, the landing gear went out on one. This last time it was extremely foggy. They probably should not have been flying, but the captain comes on the airline and goes, hey, this is normally an hour and 24-minute plane ride. We're going to make it there in 57 minutes. Excuse me? What? I'm sorry. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, you just feel the plane go whoop, sideways, and then you see an airplane go right over top of us. Captain comes on. It's a little foggy up here, guys. Sorry for that. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm going to get you home safely. What? I'm sorry. Did you not just see the airplane that we almost collided into, but you're going to get us there safely? Okay, thanks. Maybe you should have slowed down and not made an hour and 24-minute flight in 57 minutes, and we would have been perfectly fine. No more. Not doing that. Nope. Yeah, see, that's a no-go. Ours come in an hour early sometimes. No. Maybe they shouldn't come in an hour early. Maybe they should come on time, and then we wouldn't have so many airline crashes. I almost had a heart attack. I almost had to change my pants. No, we're not doing that anymore. And then my husband has the audacity of, that's going to be a 10-hour flight or a 10-hour drive. Why don't we just get on an airplane? No, you can get on an airplane. I'm driving. Have fun. See you later. No, I'm not getting on a freaking airplane. Well, it would be cheaper because now we got to get gas and, we got to stop for food. I don't care. No, I don't care. No, not freaking happening. I am not getting on another airplane. I would rather drive 16 hours to Florida than to get on a 45-minute flight. No, not doing it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Dude,
Nope.
not doing it. I'm not.
Nope. Nope. You have fun on your airplane. Don't call me. Don't put me as your next of kin because I'm not answering the phone because I already know what's on the other end of it. Nope, not happening. I told you so.
It was funny though. When I picked you up from BWI, I was sent to go to BWI to pick her up when she came in for Aquashella. I had never been to BWI before. Not know where I was going. So I'm pulling up and it was saying for incoming and I got in the right lane and I pull up and I'm like, okay, where's she at? And I'm looking and I was like, oh yeah, I just passed you. Like 7 gates back. It's like, I'm right here. And I'm like, yep, that was you. And then all the way back from BWI back here to Salisbury, she's telling me like she's answering. We were answering phone calls. She was letting everyone know that she was safe.
Yeah, I had my mom calling me because my mom was watching the local news, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you answered. I thought it was going to go to voicemail, and I was calling your dad, and I was having him come home from work because I saw your flight number." And she was like, I saw what happened and they weren't telling us if you guys made it or not. And she was like, I've been having a heart attack. I'm like, Mom, I'm fine. It's fine. I'm good. She goes, I saw it on the news. And then apparently she got my husband all worked up. So then my husband is calling my in-laws and saying, Megan's flight just had, something happened to it. And I can't find any information. I've called the airline. No one will tell me anything. So I had my mom calling me, my husband calling me, and then my in-laws calling me. And then my sister-in-law, her husband is in the military for the Air Force. So apparently my in-laws called my sister-in-law to tell him, hey, you're in the Air Force. I need you to figure out what happened and if she's okay. I had like 4 or 5 people calling me saying, are you dead? No, I'm not. But thank you for re-traumatizing me on the plane that I just got off of. I appreciate it.
It was funny. Like she didn't even say hello. She was like, I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm in a car.
My mom was a wreck.
But what
oh
she
my
was telling
gosh.
them was, okay, between here and Baltimore is the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, which is fine. It's a beautiful bridge. There's a new span and an old span. The old span, oh my God, the thing is so old. It was like the very first one. And that's the one we had to come across because the new span is going west. I used to walk across that one when I was little, right? Because I lived on Canal Island. We used to walk. It was a yearly thing. It was a bridge walk. You got a certificate and everything. When my youngest daughter was 6, 7, 8 years old, those 3 years,
I know where you're going with this.
She had to go see a specialist in Baltimore. And I'm good. Okay, let's go. No. I was fine till I got about halfway across that bridge and I started having a panic attack. I was frozen in my seat, freaking out. My heart's going like this. And I didn't want to freak my daughter out, who's only like 6 years old. So I'm just like not saying anything. I got my sunglasses on so nobody can see. Yeah. And when my husband finally realized, he goes, you're not talking. What's wrong with you? And he's looking at me. I'm just, get me off this bridge. Just get me off right now. Just go. Like, keep your eyes on the road. Get me off this bridge. We got off and it was like, I took a deep breath and I was like, he goes, what's wrong with you? I was like, I don't know, but I don't want to go back on that bridge. This is the same bridge I had to drive to Salisbury. I had to cross it. And then when we took her back to Baltimore to get on BW, I had to do the same thing. And I'm like, white knuckling, the steering wheel going across the bridge, hoping that her and Jennifer did not notice that.
And then on me and your way from BWI to Salisbury, we were going through that same bridge, and I didn't even know that you were scared of that bridge until just now. And then I remember saying, can you imagine how many sharks are under there just waiting for us? And that look that you gave me, now I understand why you gave me that look. And you straight up told me, shut up.
On the one span, like the one we were on to come to Salisbury, the eastbound, when you get about halfway over, if you look out into the water, you see, the ships, the cargo ships. But if you, on a clear day, when you look that way, you can actually see the naval annex. Like you can see the Navy Yard. So I'm like, I've heard tales of people in the cement, of these footers, because they fell and I just no. Now smaller bridges I don't have a problem with, but the Bay Bridge, no.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that on my way in September. I'm probably gonna strategically plan it out and be like, babe, I'm getting really tired. Will you take over and just have Quentin do it? There you go. That's my out.
Now, don't confuse the Chesapeake Bay Bridge with the Bay Bridge Tunnel. That's the one that's in Virginia. That one's even worse because it doesn't go high and it doesn't have a curve to it. It's just super long, and you have a span of the bridge, and then it goes down into the water, and you're in a tunnel. And then it comes up, and then it goes down in a tunnel again. And the only thing you can think is you're in a tunnel because this is a shipping channel, and there's giant, massive shipping container boats on top of me right now.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Knowing that there's a mill over top of me and that my car is going through it. I'm sorry. I don't trust any engineer to do that at all. I don't care what your certifications are. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Let's just talk about the Key Bridge, okay? The Key Bridge happened for a reason. Yeah, no, I don't trust bridges.
Baltimore. Bridges only collapse sometimes. Most times,
most times you'll be okay.
Key Bridge, and that I have been over that one. White knuckling, holding dearly onto my seatbelt because my mother was driving. She's not very good drive anymore, by the way. Yeah, that one kind of goes up and up and up and then goes down. And it's like, no. I
the
will
Delaware
go all
Bridge?
the way around.
Nope. The Delaware Bridge
Oh, that is not a problem.
All the way up and then straight down when we were going to Jersey. Nope, you didn't warn me about that one, and I'm still salty about that, first of all.
Oh, that one is nothing compared to
I
the
didn't
Key
like
Bridge. Trust me.
Well, I didn't like
Really
it.
like that. At least that one had 3 lanes. Key Bridge
I was going 96 miles an hour over that bridge to get the heck away from it. Yeah, no. I didn't like that.
96 miles an hour up Route 1.
I was also going 96 miles an hour through the New Jersey Turnpike because I didn't like that state either.
Can't fly, can't drive bridges, but you're moving. She's actually only moving like a block and a half away from where she's at.
Yeah. No, I don't. This is why I'm landlocked. Okay. This is why I'm in Ohio. Okay. Because I don't like bridges and I don't like flying. Okay. I don't like it. And that's another reason why we don't have friends. So that way I don't have an excuse
I don't have to get on a plane. I don't have to drive anywhere. All of my friends are in my house. I don't have to go anywhere. That is my logic. Boom. There you go. Don't have to worry about it.
Someone needs to fix the title for the live on the 31st. What is the 31st? Like, what day is it?
Tuesday.
Oh,
That's not me.
Oh,
That would be Lou.
I think that's the one that he just did. Like, he did the thumbnail or he did the thing and then went home. So I don't know. I'll say something to him. I don't know what he did. But yes, we have now wasted 10 minutes, almost 15 minutes. So no cruises either?
No cruises. Nope.
Oh, you would have really loved it. The GPS, when we were going up to Akoshoa, the GPS in the car was telling them to go down Route 9. And I was like, well, they're probably going to take you from Route 9 and go straight to Route 1, Route 1 straight up to New Jersey. Okay, so we go down Route 9. We hit Route 1 and they're making a right. And I went, no, you want to make a left.
Okay, let's clarify. It was not a we, it was a Lou.
It was you and Lou in the car, but it was.
I was not driving.
I said the car GPS was telling them to go right. Come to find out, the car GPS was taking them to the Lewis Ferry. It goes from Lewis, Delaware to Cape May.
An hour and a half out of our way, the opposite direction.
Hey, that wasn't, we learned on that trip, do not trust the car GPS. So make sure everybody's phones are charged because we're using the Google map on the phone.
Lou had not updated his navigation since 2022. That was the problem. The GPS navigation, I looked at it. I was like, this has to be a problem somewhere. He was like, well, I don't know. You could take a look at it. I looked at his software. It hadn't been updated since 22. I was like, that's the problem. You need to update the system. He goes, I didn't know I needed to do that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I've been on that. I have been on that ferry, but not a drive on. Like we walked on and just took the ferry ride over to New Jersey and then came back. And that's a very long, slow ferry ride through very choppy water on some days. Very not fun.
Yeah, and it was $1,600 for all four cars. So yeah.
But no, because Bryce ended up going a different route. He said, y'all ain't going by my
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And he took a different exit. And he would have ended up there before us had we not tell him, stop, wait up. Oh, yeah, we saw dolphins. You see dolphins up there all the time from the Lewis Ferry.
That's funny. Adam, you're living life dangerously. I am not getting in the car with Adam ever. Nope.
No, Adam, it does not work that way. That is not going to save you when tens of thousands of pressure water come crashing down on you. Now, lifting your feet won't help.
No. I'm never getting in the car with Adam ever. Just mental note of that. Ever. Nope.
Check the thumbnail for the Tuesday live.
Okay, now I'm curious.
Okay. Oh my. How do I do that? Do I need to go to YouTube for that?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I got it, guys. Don't worry.
Okay. I don't know.
It is changed. I was wondering why everybody kept
I think that's Latin.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
And
That was not me. Yes,
no,
but
that was Father Fish. He did that before he left.
He's
said,
very
"He was
tired.
gonna set up for my live Tuesday," and then he left, and I don't check behind him because that's Father Fish, who, you know, he knows.
He's
what
very
he's doing.
tired. Christian, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, I have to get my kiddos to bed before my husband loses it because he's down there by himself right now. But we will see you all next Sunday.
I will see you all Wednesday.
Yes.
Megan, give me an H.
Megan's HQ number. That was not me. Thank you very much. That was Lou.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him on the office computer. So I will see you all Wednesday night at 7 on either my channel or Psycho Plant Lady.
Absolutely.
Until then, you all have a wonderful Sunday evening, and yeah, from Monday through Wednesday. Have a great week.
Right.
Charlie Brown out.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for showing up.
Well, hello. This is Father